quiet town of Willow's End, nestled between shadowy forests and fog-laden hills, there lived a serial killer whose story chilled the bones of all who heard it. The locals called him the Shadow Artist, not for his affinity with the brush or the chisel, but for his macabre medium of choice, shadows and human life. The tale began on a night shrouded in darkness, with only the crescent moon casting a feeble light over the cobblestone streets. The first victim was found at dawn, positioned in the town square, an expression of terror forever etched on her face. But it was not the cause of death that horrified the onlookers. It was the intricate patterns of shadows that seemed to cling to her skin, patterns that no natural light could cast. As weeks turned into months, more victims followed, each discovered at dawn, each wrapped in those same unnatural shadows. The town was gripped with fear, doors locked tight at night, and streets deserted as soon as the sun began to set. Whispers of a ghost haunting the town spread like wildfire, but the truth was far more terrifying. The Shadow Artist was no ghost, but a man of flesh and blood. He was once a renowned sculptor, adored for his talent in capturing the essence of life in stone and metal. But his obsession with creating the perfect representation of human emotion led him down a dark path. Each murder was meticulously planned, executed under the cover of night. He used a concoction of his own making to paralyze his victims, keeping them alive long enough to witness their own body become a canvas for his shadows. These shadows were not mere absence of light, but were crafted from a special ink that reacted to the victim's fear, creating haunting images that told the story of their final moments. The breakthrough came when a young woman, walking home through the forest, noticed a faint light coming from an abandoned cabin. Curiosity overcame her fear, and she approached, only to find the Shadow Artist at work. She fled, her screams alerting the nearby homes, and led the townsfolk back to the cabin. What they found inside was a horror beyond imagination. Sketches of each victim, tools of his grim trade, and jars filled with the ominous ink. The Shadow Artist was nowhere to be found, having escaped into the night, leaving behind a legacy of fear and sorrow. To this day, the Shadow Artist remains a specter haunting Willow's End. Some say he vanished, consumed by his own madness, while others whisper of sightings in the forests, always at night, always just out of reach. The story of the Shadow Artist has become a cautionary tale, a reminder of the darkness that can dwell in the hearts of men and the shadows that can consume their souls. So, when the moon is just a sliver in the sky and the shadows grow long and deep, remember the tale of the Shadow Artist. For in the quiet town of Willow's End, not all shadows are cast by the light, and not all artists use a brush.